Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of uranium. We'll see what's going on, and I'll give you my opinion. And remember, the question you should be asking yourself is the trend still in place? Is uranium still needed? Do we still have deficits? Do we still have inflation? If the answer is yes to those questions, then this is a buying opportunity. That's what it is. And we need to see it as such. And remember, our account values are going to cycle up and down. That's the way the markets work. If you're going to play the game, that's the game. You have to learn the game and put up with the game in order for us to get through this volatility. So let's see if they're buying opportunities. Let's check the charts, see if there's any downtrend or uptrend lines broken. So this is uranium. We've got basically a trend line going across, maybe somewhere in here. We could have another trend line that we've broken down this way in that general vicinity. But this still, in my opinion, looking at the candlesticks, still looks great for a potential move higher. We're just getting a reverse candlestick pullback move. And that's that big down week going on right here. So yeah, we're pulling back today. It is a large down day. But you know what? It's okay, guys. The trend's still intact. Just be patient. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. We came up, and what we did is we hit our head on it. We smacked our face on this little resistance line here. We smacked it up there and came back underneath it. Looking at it today, it looks like we found a little bit of buying pressure. We still had a small down day, but it gapped lower, and it was bought back up throughout the day. Now, we're probably going to see a bounce here. Now, is this bounce going to be sustaining? I don't know the answer there. We may kind of come up and kind of come back and do more of a sideways type movement. But I still think the overall trend is still good for uranium. And I still think that the underlying market conditions are solid for a uranium boom to happen. So looking at URNM, we've got a nice good wick at the bottom here. That means buyers came in and bought it up throughout the day. We could see some buying pressure or a bounce or move sideways. We could sell off again and head a little bit lower. But again, we are still inside this pattern, and we are still okay as we have a low here, and we haven't made a lower low. We haven't broken out of anything. We just have a lot of volatility and a lot of sell-off in a very short period of time. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, remain positive. We've got Camco dipping below its support area. The buyers did come in and buy it back up. Let's see if the buyers can push it up tomorrow above that support resistance line. Bannerman, again, we're still above all of the patterns, still looking okay. We're right at support kind of area where we've held support before. So that looks okay. Goviak selling off, but the buyers came in and bought it back up. We're right at support. The support is holding, and we got bought back up. So it gapped lower and then was bought back up throughout the day. Global Atomic putting in remember what I was talking about this pattern? I drew in this pattern a long time ago. I said we very well could come to the bottom of the pattern. We did, and guess what? We tested it, and buyers came in and bought it back up and pushed the closing price above the support. Now we got to see if the buyers step in here and push it higher. Will Global Atomic be a good buy? Sign up to Finding Value website and find out. Forces Metals, another one, trying to find support right where it's at. It's right at that support line, and we'll see if we can find support. I mean, it's finding it today. We'll see if it bounces back in the pattern. Pierpoint Uranium selling off a little bit today. We've got Deep Yellow selling off a little bit today. Again, we're back inside this massive pattern that we have. But this is the resistance line that we've been trying to break out. And every time we get above it, we sell back below it. But we're still creating higher lows. So the trend is intact. Paladin Energy, yeah, we sold off a little bit. Here's our low. If we can stay above this low here, I think we're fine. Absolutely fine. Sky Harbor finding some support right where it's at. That's why there's a wick at the bottom. The buyers came in, bought it up, put it above the support line. Canalaska's turning around. That's why we have an up day in Canalaska. Gapped lower, and buyers came in and bought it back up. Looks like we're finding some support. Next Gen Energy, we just pulled out of this kind of rising pattern or channel. And we're still making a higher low if we can find some support right where it's at. Base load, trying to find some support. I drew this in here. We want to stay above 50 cents. That's what we want to say. Higher low, and our highs keep hitting our head on that. Vision 3.0 looks like we're trying to find some buying pressure here. That's why it's a green candlestick. It gapped lower, was bought back up throughout the day. Vision put in the hammer candlestick, kind of a bullish. We might see a bounce here to the upside. Kazatomprom, another one that looks like it's trying to find support. It's got support right here. We've used it before. Peninsula Energy, right in this area is where I think it could potentially hit, and maybe we find some support and be a very good buying opportunity, perhaps. Boss Energy, trying to find some support where it's at. Consolidated Uranium moving sideways right in this tip. Playing the game just the tip. Lotus Resources, a little bit of a down day, not too bad. Uroy finding support. We'll see if the buyers can step up here and push it a little bit higher. Encore Energy, small down day. Again, we've got the wick at the bottom. That's a good spot to be looking at this stock. Got what I need. Coming on down, getting a little bit of buying pressure today. It was still a down day, but that's why it's a green candlestick. It opened lower, was bought back up. We'll see if the buyers can push it up a little bit. I'm not calling for a reversal yet. Same with URG, same pattern. And looks like we're getting a little bit of buying pressure in UEC. Hopefully can try to turn this selling pressure around. There's a lot of momentum heading down in these stocks right now. A lot of momentum. LEU going sideways here. That's right underneath support. LTBR, another one that's getting a little bit of buying pressure. It's a green day. It's still a down day, but getting a little bit of buying pressure there. ISO Energy, down day today. Kind of a small down day. Appia Energy looks like it's coming back for that retest support area where we could potentially get a really good buying opportunity. DNN, another one that's finding support right where it's at. Hopefully it holds. Blue Sky Uranium finding support where it's at. It looks like we're trying to find some buying support here in the majority of the companies. We're getting these hammer patterns are starting to show up with little wicks at the bottom. So the buyers are coming in and buying it up just a little bit. Anfield selling off with a hammer candlestick there. Laramide they are selling off. They have down days, but at least the buyers are showing up a little bit. We're not ending the day right at its all-time kind of low for the day. So we're kind of bouncing a little bit in some of the companies. Hammer pattern in Western Uranium and Vanadium. UEXCF putting in a big hammer pattern with the big wick at the bottom. Buyers stepped up towards the end of the day. Mega Uranium, again, buyers stepped up. That's why it's a green candlestick. It gapped lower and buyers bought up throughout the day. Again, that's a good spot, in my opinion, to be looking. Standard Uranium's down there. ALXCF moving sideways. Valor Metals moving sideways. It's still above its pattern. Elevate Uranium looks like it would gap down, but buyers came in and bought it back up throughout the day, so they're buying the shares up a little bit. And 92E gap down, hammer candlestick pattern. Buyers came in and bought it back up. It was still a down day because it gapped down so much in the opening, but buyers came in and bought it back up. So it's looking better, guys. It looks like we're trying to find some sort of bottom, and that's the first step is trying to find a bottom to get the buyers to come in, put wicks on the bottom, do some sort of reversal candlesticks. And I'm not calling this as a reversal yet. I'd like to see what happens tomorrow. But right now, I'm looking for the buyers to step in. I'm waiting for those buyers to step in. And when they step in, that's when I step in. I usually step in with it. Now, does it mean you put all your money in at once? You don't have to. Just sprinkle in a little bit. Sprinkle in here, sprinkle in there, the companies that you like. And if you wonder what companies that I like and what I would be buying, Platinum membership, Finding Value Finance website below, you can sign up and you can see what I'm doing. And I do videos specifically for Platinum members on what I am doing. So you guys know exactly what I'm doing. Again, I don't think the trend is necessarily broken. We could have a little bit larger pullback where we consolidate for a little bit, but I don't think the trend is broken, at least not yet. So I would view this as a buying opportunity if we get the buyers to come in here and start getting a little bit of buying pressure to move on up. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.